Hello, everyone. This is Rick with the Cyber Pro podcast. 5 questions in 9 minutes because hackers never sleep. Rob, let's start us off really quick. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Rob Dickinson, and I'm co founder and CTO at Resurface Labs. And our mission is to help our customers strengthen their API security at a time when we're all facing critical shortages of technology workers in general and shortages of security analysts in particular. So, Resurface provides an API security analyst in a box that identifies the most important security and quality problems that are going unaddressed.
I'm already going to go off script. Why did you guys choose to focus on API security?
Because it's blowing up right now. I mean, it is not only blowing up. There's the general sense that we're maybe not winning the war, and we're certainly not turning out enough qualified security and technology people to deal with. I hate to use the word crisis, but yeah, I mean, it is really approaching crisis levels.
Makes sense. And I always laugh and I'm always told I'm definitely a Gen Xer, but I act like a millennial. I want my stuff just to work together. So when I hear API integrations, I'm like, please just make it work.
Exactly.
So, and I'm a security guy, and I'm still like, whatever, as long as it works. So I appreciate what you guys are doing. Oh man! All right, we're back on script. Why do you love being a cyber professional?
It is such a fun time for our field because almost every kind of business has some kinds of digital assets that they're trying to maintain and secure. And most businesses are expecting to invest more in their digital properties in the future. That's very exciting, but it's also a litmus test. So businesses that can't comfortably interoperate with customers, partners, and suppliers through their APIs, they're really going to struggle against the competitors who successfully use APIs to their full advantage.
Perfect. This is my fun question, even though you get a fun question later. Why is cybersecurity a top concern? What does that quote mean to you?
Having inadequately protected APIs today is a little like Halloween if you've ever left out a bowl of candy and relied on the honor system. Hoping for the best is obviously not a good way to operate APIs that your business really depends on. Yet, as an industry, we're still underinvesting in API security to the point that many API providers are literally almost flying blind about how their APIs are really being used and exploited.
So now I'm curious. Give me the 101 version, the quick version of how someone should be able to know that their APIs are secure.
One of the analogies that we use all the time is making the analogy to physical security in the physical world. So think about how you'd operate your bank, for example. You've got a security guard at the front door. You've got perimeter security. You've got security cameras inside the bank. You've got auditing of what the tellers are doing and what the transactions are doing. So you have these multiple overlapping levels of security and observability. It's always the case in security that your people are always the weak link. So of course you're always trying to create overlapping zones of coverage so that one group of people doesn't have too much, and that you need a conspiracy of a certain size that's usually detectable to actually breach your security.
No, that's awesome. What piece of insight do you want to share with our network of cyber professionals?
If you take nothing away, nothing else away from what's happening with cybersecurity right now, it's this: the volume and sophistication of cyber attacks that we've seen in the last year is beyond, way beyond any historical levels. For most of the API providers that we work with, malicious attacks and bot traffic now represent a majority of API calls. We're not talking just the occasional overseas attack. We're talking about a majority of your incoming foot traffic is attackers all the time. So again, imagine that in a real world context for a second. Imagine going to your favorite local bank and how your bank would have to operate quite differently if the majority of customers showing up every day were there to rob the place. Right? It sounds funny, but that's exactly what's happening online today. The domination of attackers and bots is a permanent demographic shift. And that forces us as technologists to think very differently about security, starting with monitoring, auditing, and threat detection, which, as maybe is no surprise, those are all areas where resurface really brings cutting edge innovation.
Monitoring, auditing, and what was the third one?
And threat detection.
Monitoring, auditing, and threat detection. All right, Rob, fun question for you. What's your favorite piece of technology, retro, that makes you smile?
I just got a 12-inch lava lamp for my desk office,
I love
and
it.
it's so perfect for being stuck working at home during the pandemic. Because you can budget several hours for the thing to heat up and actually really start going. A lava lamp is a master class in patience.
Oh, between patience and then just zoning out looking at it.
Exactly. Once it actually feels like it's working, then you feel like you actually accomplished something getting there.
Oh, Rob, thank you so much for being on the Cyber Pro podcast.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
You did it. You made it to the end. Check us out for more content.